Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It's Wednesday, April 12th. Hope everybody's doing well. Tonight, I'm going to do a reading on Alvin Bragg and Jim Jordan, because who doesn't want to find out more of the juiciness that's going on with that? Well, I guess Jim Jordan is in the find out portion of the F around idea. He F's around, now he's going to find out. Good. Sometimes the lessons have to be painful in order for you to learn them. This whole time that he's been bringing this up, it makes no sense. And pretty much any time things don't make sense, it's because one of your core assumptions might be incorrect. And if you keep changing your core assumptions and then things simplify, then that's probably really what's going on. And it doesn't make any sense that, ironically enough, the committee that is about the weaponization of the federal government and the Department of Justice is now weaponizing themselves to go after Department of Justices in a state that has no connection with the federal government. So it makes no sense. It's just all a deflection. It's trying to hide the news on Trump or whatever else is coming up. I should also do a reading on the documents that were leaked, the intelligence documents that were leaked. 'Cause apparently, the intelligence agencies of the U.S. and allied nations are not happy about that and how long they were up there. So let's go ahead and find out. Let's focus on Jim Jordan now. Jim Jordan. You went after Alvin Bragg. You, who studied law but never passed the bar, went after somebody who went to an Ivy League school and is the district attorney for New York, for Manhattan. You're out of your depth, dude. You are absolutely out of your depth. Okay, what's going to happen with Alvin Bragg's lawsuit against Jim Jordan? Give us a little bit of the background as to kind of where things stand right now, and then we'll look to see where things are going. Okay. So, Wheel of Fortune. This is the F around and find out card. Okay, it's kind of like what goes around comes around. So, Jim Jordan's been out there talking smack and trying to put the Justice Department of Alvin Bragg's, he's a DA, so that district's attorney, put him under the wheel and mow him down. And what's happening instead is it's now going to be reversed. And now Jim Jordan is going to be the one that's going to watch that wheel just rebound right back to him. And what's he dealing with? The winning at all costs, the not giving a darn. So, you went after him, and it's a double-edged sword. And it's coming right back at you. And Alvin Bragg is a sword master, and you're a hack. This is not going to end well for you. Okay. In the past, we have the Ace of Cups. I think that's kind of... this is telling me about the GOP and their culture wars and playing on people's emotions and just constantly tugging on their heartstrings. Lindsey Graham. Just trying to do stuff, and a lot of it's to protect Trump. And I'm assuming they're trying to protect Trump because Trump has compromise on them. There is no reason for these guys to be going out of their way to help Donald Trump out. He's not political capital. He doesn't help. And MAGA has already kind of moved past Trump. It doesn't need Trump to continue, as we have seen. So I think this means that there's probably compromise that's on these people, and Donald Trump is calling in favors all the time because there's never squaring the deal with him, ever. He always wants more. Too much and never enough. That was Mary Trump's book's title. That's what's happening here. Currently going on, you have the Three of Pentacles. It's plotting and scheming. It's trying to this could be the backroom deals of Jim Jordan and his committee trying to work, and I'll put that in air quotes, with Alvin Bragg, or they're trying to work behind the scenes to do things. And so they're not doing it out in the open. It's kind of covert work that's going on here. It's not going to go anywhere. If he thinks that he's going to somehow get some, it's almost like, getting dark information from Alvin Bragg. Just tell us about this and we'll go away. It's not going to work. Because they've got unless they have compromise on Alvin Bragg, there's no way that they're going to leverage him to give him information that he needs. He's not in the good old boys club with them. Okay, so the current situation you have is the Knight of Pentacles. So that's going forward with values and money. So this could be, again, fundraising. We're going to fundraise off of this. Help us take down Alvin Bragg and those communist, socialist, Antifa, whack job liberals and George Soros funded Alvin Braggs of the world, and just give us money. We'll take care of the problem. They're going to go forward. Basically, Jim Jordan's going to go forward with this. And Alvin Bragg is also going forward with this. And one of those two horsemen is going to win. And what's the learning? It's the big stick. I think Alvin Bragg at this, Jim Jordan was taking his big stick and saying, "Arr, I got a big stick and I'm going to use it." And if anybody is familiar with that Bugs Bunny cartoon with Yosemite Sam running for mayor, so Yosemite Sam's response is, "And I've got a bigger stick and I use it too," and starts beating his opponent with it. He's out of his depth. Alvin Bragg's got a bigger stick and he's going to use it, and he has used it. He's started off with the lawsuit on harassment. And what's the outcome? Somebody's going to be rethinking what they did. So I think in this case, I think Jim Jordan's going to back down. He doesn't have legal footing. Even if you look at this card, you look at the footing, it's like he's got 1 foot on the ground. He's not on solid footing. He's not on a solid base. And all I can think of is, okay, well, I got to come up with another plan. This one's dead on the water. I didn't expect him to fight back. And underneath all is the Chariot. So, the Wheel of Fortune crossed with the Chariot. So this is something, again, I was talking about, crushing him under the wheel. And here's the Chariot coming around. And it's not Alvin Bragg who's going to be crushed under the wheel. It's going to be Jim Jordan, because Jim Jordan doesn't have a legal foot to stand on. Okay. Can I say the same thing loud enough over and over again? I tell you what. Okay, so that's kind of the general vibe for now. I'm kind of curious. And again, it looks like that's going to be the outcome. So what's going to be... Let's throw a couple four-carders, okay? We'll find out how Alvin Bragg's currently feeling, how Jim Jordan's currently feeling, and then we'll do an outcome. How's that sound? Okay, we can do a series of four-carders with that. And those are pretty quick. It takes me longer to shuffle than it does to actually do the actual cards. Here we go. All right, Alvin Bragg, how are you feeling right now? Jim Jordan's bringing that on you. What do you got? I got a plan. I'm going forward with my stick. Remember that Ace of Wands? Here he is with his stick. He's going to ride on forward, and he's going to knock down every pole along the way until Jim Jordan says, "Uncle." And, here's that planning card. So maybe it wasn't Jim Jordan that was planning his next thing. It might be Alvin Bragg that's planning his next thing. Okay, we got the burden card. All these wands, all this action. Oh, look, and the Chariot card popped up too. Okay, so what do we got? Alvin Bragg's going forward. He's going to go forward with his plan. He doesn't want to. This is just, he's got enough to do without having to deal with this idiot in Congress. But you know what? He's going to have to do it anyways. And any future things he does, he's going to have to now take into account any type of interference that can come from Jim Jordan and these guys on the committee. I don't think he originally expected that this was going to come down, so it probably caught him a little bit off guard, and now he's playing a little bit of catch up to get up with that one. But underneath it all, he's fighting from a position of strength. Look at all these wands, all this movement. You got the Chariot's about movement too. So action, action, action. Alvin Bragg is not taking this lying down. He's not taking this gently. He is going to go ahead and he's going to fight back and he's going to win because he's got the advantage. He's got all the things on his side. Both the laws on his side and critical thinking. And he's not doing it out of fear of being exposed. You know, Jim Jordan's, he's a wrestling coach, and his wrestlers were molested by a team trainer, and the wrestlers on the team went to Jordan to tell him about the problem, and Jordan did nothing. And then when he was under oath, he denied ever knowing about it to the wrestlers' faces. And that crushed those young men because this was their coach, and they were victims, and he denied them. Again, pity Jim Jordan. Pray for that man's soul. Because I want you to think about what that would be like during your life review. Like, here's an instance where you knew something was going wrong, and these young men were being harmed, and you were told and you did nothing because somehow it might impact you. Oh, man, that's going to be awful. I mean, if you have a conscience, that's an awful thing to know to live with. Imagine if you don't really have a conscience and you just keep making it worse and worse. Anyways, I'm distracted here. Jim Jordan. Oh, the sun card just popped up. Jim Jordan. The truth is going to come. I guess maybe that's Spirit's answer on that one, right? The truth is going to come out on Mr. Jordan and his antics. So if you're wondering if Jim Jordan's going to be taken down, that could very well be the thing that happens with it. Okay, but what about this case? What's happening with Jim Jordan on this one? He's trying to hold on. He's trying to hold on to his power, his wealth, his position. And in some ways, this is also keeping your secrets close to the vest. This is, again, I really do think Donald Trump has something on him, and he's trying to do everything he can to maintain what he's got, his status and such. Because there he is. There's the man himself. He made a deal with the devil, and the devil is always, always, always coming for his due. He is never paid off. You made a bad contract with this devil because this devil is never satisfied. He's always going to collect. Even if you think the debt's been paid, he says it's not been paid. Now, you have the choice to decouple from this, but there might be some humiliation in the process, and maybe you don't want to lose your freedom when that humiliation comes out. Justice card front and center underneath it. So Jim Jordan's holding on. This could be justice is not, justice isn't on his side, even though he's trying to attack the Justice Department with it. But he's the one who made the deal with the devil. So I don't think justice is working for him. It's working against him. And here's a bunch of offers he doesn't like. So, here's your subpoena, Mr. Jordan. Here's your lawsuit, Mr. Jordan. What are you going to do, Mr. Jordan? Anything that he does isn't going to work. There it is again. And he's got to come up with new plans. He's got to come up with a new way of doing things. I think tonight's reading is going to be called The Two of Wands. Lordy. Okay. I'm going to see. Here's the Two of Wands. I'm going to now move it to the top of this part of the deck. So it's not on the bottom. It's going to be shuffled into the deck. If it comes out again, it's because it's supposed to come out again. That's so funny. Thank you, Spirit. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your sense of humor. Talk about beating a message home with a stick. And in Spirit's case, he used 2 sticks on me because I'm a bit thick sometimes. All right. Now, I've said I want one last 4-carder. How does this end? Given everything that's going on right now, how does this case end? It's going to be a 4-carder, so 1 card is just going to tell me what the outcome is, and then 3 cards to explain it. And somewhere in there, clearly the Two of Wands needs to show up, right? If it's the signifier card, I think I just may end the broadcast now. And you'll understand why, because, well, we know the answer. Everybody's going home and making up new plans. Okay, now, mixing up the cards. We've shuffled, doing an overhand shuffle. Let me raise up the cards so you can see me badly overhand shuffle here. All right, let's see. I don't think I can get the Two of Wands this time. No, we get the Two of Swords instead. It's Crossroads. Okay, so maybe the decision hasn't been made yet. What's going to happen with this one? But a decision will be made. There's a brilliant observation. God, there's a court case and a decision's going to be made. Who knew? And there's the Justice card. There's your Three of Pentacles again. And there's the Hermit. And underneath is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so how is this going to end? It's going to be at a crossroad. A decision needs to be made. And it... maybe this case could be heard by, this lawsuit could be heard by a female judge. But I don't know if a decision, if somebody has decided what's going to happen. Let's see. We've got let's see if I can piece this together here. We've got the Three of Pentacles center underneath it. So again, backroom deals. Money involved with it. We've got the Justice card and the Hermit. So I think basically it's not known yet what's going to happen. Or maybe more to the point, more hasn't been decided. I don't think Jim Jordan has decided to back down on this one, and I think that's who's going to have to blink first. It might be that he's being encouraged to keep going, keep pressing this matter. But what's going to work against him is that he's working against the Justice Department, and justice is on Alvin Bragg's side, and the Hermit's there, and light's going to be shown on what's going on in this situation. So I think we haven't had a decision yet, but I don't think it's over yet. It's going to progress a little bit more before something happens. And what's going to happen, we don't know yet because Spirit's not telling us. It's possible there's a compromise, but I would expect the Two of Swords is not what I would expect to see as a compromise card. So, stay tuned. It'll be another video till we find out what happens with this. But so that's my reading on Jim Jordan and Alvin Bragg. I suspect Alvin Bragg's feeling pretty good about himself. Jim Jordan, maybe not so much. And I don't like the overall cards for the success of Jim Jordan's endeavors against Alvin Bragg. I think Alvin Bragg's got a strong case against it, and more will be coming out about that one before a final decision is made. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and a thumbs up and do all that YouTube-y stuff. I'm at about 540 subscribers now, and we're just plugging along as we try and work our way to 600 and eventually to 1,000. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. Have a great night, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.